Welcome back to Build the Weight Loss Practice of Your Dreams. I'm your host, Carol Clark, and we are continuing our topic about how to be the weight loss practice that people love. And it's February when we're recording these, so love is in the air. And why not have that love at your practice just like you have at home or with family and friends? And I'm even wearing my love sweater here to support the cause, but we are diving into this. And last week we talked a bit about a business relationship and how that forms. We talked about our love relationships with different brands and talked a lot about that brand loyalty and the fact that it is more of an emotion than a logical sort of a decision. And this week we're going to talk about the risks and benefits of being the practice that people love in your area, in and around your area. And whether you're doing online programs, perhaps outside your area, or if you have some self-pay surgery and you're attracting from lots of different areas, I see this with all different clients that I work with. So there's lots of different ways that you can feel this love and you can create your practice. So I wanted to share some of the risks. You think, what could there be, Carol? What risk? You might have too much business, so much business that all of a sudden that warmth, that emotion, you get kind of bigger than what you have there, and you kind of outgrow yourself, and then it's harder to provide that experience that patients want and need and what they've come to know. That's part of the risk that you have. The other one is that sometimes you may think, and I've seen this, patients feel so comfortable and so into your brand awareness and brand loyalty that they sometimes may have unrealistic expectations. So perhaps it's, always kind of skimming at the last and being late for all their appointments. Perhaps it is expecting huge discounts on different things because they've been there for so long. Perhaps, they just kind of try to move in there and set some unrealistic expectations in terms of what they can expect from you and your team and your products and services. And so there are easy ways to deal with that. It's basically setting those expectations, making sure if you do have a loyalty program that there are ways to reward them for their continued loyalty and their continued purchases, different things that they, on their birthdays, lots of different things that you can do in terms of making sure that you manage that and keep that wonderful relationship with them. And really just setting expectations. These are ours. I'm sorry, these are the only times that we have this available, kind of working through that. And it ends up not being so much of a risk really overall. It's a relationship that builds over time. And it's something that you can continue to maintain and improve upon. And I'll get into some of the benefits, which also plays into why that last risk about expectations isn't usually too much of an issue at all. So the benefits of being the weight loss practice that people love are, first of all, everyone benefits from it. Everyone experiences an increased sense of satisfaction, and it's just more fun. I love when I'm in my office or I'm around in the office, I hear people, they're saying kind things to each other. They are supporting each other when somebody's had a weight gain or whatnot, and they, or if they're having a hard day or they're supportive. And I hear a lot of laughter. I hear, a lot of smiles as we're talking to people on the phone. And it's all about just creating that relationship with them. So everybody, from the patient to even their family to your team and also yourself. It just increases your whole level of satisfaction and enjoyment. The second thing is the lifetime value of your patients exponentially increases because they want to continue to utilize your services. They want to continue to utilize any new services or product lines that you offer or that sort of thing. So it increases that whole overall lifetime value of your patients. I love going through and running some reports about who's purchasing the most a product or that sort of thing, and then going back and rewarding them to help them know that we're grateful for that. But they continue to come in and purchase, whether they're still, having a lot of counseling or not. We have them there, and it's a good way to increase that lifetime value when you're the practice that people love. The other thing is your patients become advocates for your practice. We talked about this a little bit last week, but they are out there advocating for your practice. So you know how things go in business. I know I talk a lot about how to make it a lot better, which is what this is all about, but there are days when somebody may not have something great to say, or somebody's vindictive, or they post a bad online review. And it is amazing. Just a quick example example, we have a Facebook page, and somebody might not be having a great day, or they're just in their first week after surgery, or they've experienced weight regain and they start to lash out. And it is amazing to me, before we can even go in and encourage them and tell them, set up an appointment with them, help regroup or whatever it's taking, our patients post in there immediately and start offering advice. It takes on a life of its own, and it is so amazing to see. But they become advocates for your practice, and they support. They'll say in there, if you just follow what you have, all the written materials, you have the whole 1-year program, go back and look at chapter call the office, set up an appointment with Dawn, or set up an appointment with Dr. Clark, they'll go right through exactly before we can even respond, which is just an amazing thing. They're advocates for your practice. Sometimes, for example, with the pandemic, we had to make some unpopular choices. We had to reduce our hours. We had to call people because we couldn't do surgeries. We had to do lots of different things. And the patient base, for the most part, was very understanding. They understood, and they were supportive, actually, almost, wanting to know how they can help. They had that sense of advocacy and loyalty. So that's a great thing. And the other thing is, they seldom complain. When they bring up something, it's usually a concern that they have, as long as they see that you're working with them. It's more of a complaint, or more of a concern versus a whole complaint. You just don't hear that many complaints anymore when you're the practice that people love. And that's really nice as well. They also offer helpful suggestions if there's something, because they know maybe it doesn't coincide with exactly what your mission is, or what the usual feel is in your office. Maybe you have a new employee and you're grooming them, and somebody has a not so nice experience with them. They'll come and they'll just say, hey, I thought you might want to know, because I know that's not the typical way that things operate around here. People will do that. And so you can also benefit from that. And like I mentioned, they become fiercely loyal. They will be by your side, and they support you no matter what's going on. So it's amazing how that support is two ways. And then lastly, when changes do occur, like when I talked about the pandemic, they are more understanding and they are more supportive. So there's so many values that come out of this. You attract more patients, they're happier, they're more supportive, they share concerns versus complaints, and the benefits far outweigh the risks, of course, for being the weight loss practice that people love. So this is a quicker one today. So I wanted to come in here and just share a little bit of the risks and benefits. Anytime I'm making a big decision, I'll think to myself, what are the risks? What are the benefits? And what's the worst thing that can happen? And what would I do in that case? And it helps me just kind of cut through as I'm making decisions about next steps, or if I'm working with different practices who all have different needs and different frustrations. It's very exciting to me to be able to cut through all that, to figure it out, and then put a plan in place that everybody's comfortable with, that you can move forward and take some of the projects that you have on the back burner that you know that you should be doing. You've already done that exercise, but you're just not making it happen because you need to have a solid plan and accountability, any of those sorts of things. So it's really a great way to address when you're trying to make big decisions. So I encourage you, reach out to me, Carol, Karol, at weightlosspracticebuilder.com. If you have any questions or want to talk anything through, don't forget your free download. Go to weightlosspracticebuilder.com/free, where there's so many resources that are available to you there. And we are making some cool changes in 2022 for Bariatric Business Boss. I can't wait to bring that to you. I will be announcing that probably within the next few weeks, and it's something I'm really excited about. So anyhow, I hope you are having a great day and that this has been helpful. I will talk to you soon. Thanks.